I first became aware of end of life care in 2019 when my mother was discharged too early from the hospital against our wishes. And I rushed back to find my mum slumped in a chair. She had no support. She couldn't even keep her body upright. And I realised that she was still very unwell. And the care worker, I raised my concerns with the care worker and said, could we please call out an out of hours doctor? And she said, oh, she does look a bit peaky. And I thought, well, yes, a bit more than just a bit peaky. But, so the doctor comes and basically said, your mother's dying. And I don't think she's going to get better. She's very poorly. She's still got pneumonia. They've discharged her, in my opinion, too early. But reading between the lines of the discharge notes, they have discharged your mother back to the care home to die. I suggest making her comfortable, and that will be it, sort of thing. And I thought about it, and I thought making her comfortable, and it all sounded very nice, And then I thought of what that actually meant. It basically meant putting my own mother to sleep. And my mother was an evangelical Christian. She did not believe in assisted dying, and she would not wanted of her end to be fast-tracked through drugs. She would have said, my God decides when I go. And I thought, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. And so I stayed by my mum's. I had stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks. I mean, this is another thing. I'd been in Italy. My mum had got this. I told you I'd come into the home and found my mum with pneumonia, and she was put into hospital. I stayed for the 3 days of the weekend, and then went back to Italy because the hospital said she's fine. She's responding well to the antibiotics. My brother lived nearby, and I thought, great, she'll be fine. And then I get the call to say that she's deteriorated, and I rush back. And they're saying she's not eating or drinking. She's refusing. It turns out of course, they didn't have the staff to actually support my mum. I think she might have had a stroke. Don't know, but she seemed to have lost she seemed to have some paralysis on one side of the body. And very little information given. But I decided that I was working freelance. I was able to give up, to stop work for a couple of weeks. I stayed by my mum's side in the hospital and tried to get her to a point where she was eating and drinking. And then I went for a half a day break. I'd been doing it for 2 weeks. And said, can you please put my mum on a drip while I'm gone, because she needs support with fluids. Please don't discharge her. And they did the exact opposite. And so I ended up spending another couple of weeks in the care home, having to stay with a friend of my mother's in the town, in nearby town. And I nursed my mum back to health. She certainly wasn't going to get that from the care staff, not because I'm saying they were uncaring, but they did not have the resources. Some of them were very uncaring, but they didn't have the resources. And I knew that if I didn't stay there, my mum would die.